Ezra.
No, I am.
Kill me.
Alright guys, times have changed. My computer broke down, causing me to lose all the videos I was working on.
I'm about to blow.
I conquered my commitment issues and moved in with my girlfriend.
I'm about to blow.
And the biggest change of all, I'm bald now. Well, not that big of a change, it's kinda growing back fast. Look guys, I was at rock bottom, ready to call it quits on this whole YouTube thing, unwilling to even try to continue. So what made me download editing software on my girlfriend's school laptop and make my grand return to this copyright striking platform? If your guess was the need to break out of the 9-to-5 cycle, you'd be right. But millions of Gorillas supporting idiots definitely didn't help. Hopefully by the time I upload this video, this trend isn't too dead. And for clarification, too dead is when those weird engagement posts on Facebook are making comments on it. So for anyone who doesn't know, the scenario goes like this. 100 men and 1 gorilla. There are no weapons, there is no escape, just hands, teeth, and anything connected to your body. No, you're not using that, you sick But who'd win in this scenario? Well, to answer that is a very complicated endeavor that even state-of-the-art AI couldn't. No, it's not hard. The monkey dies. Fuck, just thinking about the people who think otherwise is driving me crazy. We are talking about 100 men. Do you understand how much 100 is? You take a fat guy and you put him in front of a burger and you think to yourself, yeah, that burger has no chance on surviving. There's no way that guy couldn't finish that burger. But you surround him with 100 and suddenly the narrative has changed. Oh, why did you think that he could finish something like that? What are you, fat phobic? And you say, no, it was to illustrate that, and then they interrupt you exactly in the middle of your sentence, and then they say to you, what, to illustrate that you hate fat people? And the audience that all gather there to watch is now clapping and cheering, and it's not at all fair because that's not what you were gonna say. They're putting words in your mouth. But it doesn't matter now because all these people are laughing and freaking cheering, and they're freaking saying that your mom never loved you. 100 is a lot. I wouldn't feel comfortable fighting 100 squirrels or 100 birds, and even some inferior humans wouldn't fight 100 bees. So why the hell couldn't 100 men take on 1 gorilla? What, because they have the strongest bite force in the animal kingdom? Have fun with your new chew toy, Harambe, when 99 other guys are actively stomping on your skull. Seriously, what are some of these people thinking?
Close enough, you can't damage it. Thick skin, super dense bones, wrapped in an insane amount of muscle. You couldn't hit this hard enough to break anything.
Yeah, because we as a civilization have made it to this point in which we are with our meaty left and right hooks. You know, given the 1-2, we were cavemen fighting mammoths with inside leg kicks and freaking John Jones eye pokes. Of course we're not doing much damage, but I'd like to think that after the 7th guy gets tossed around, that 8th guy is thinking to himself, maybe I should try a different approach. Like, I don't know, blind him. Now, when trying to look up the strength of a gorilla, a lot of different things came up. I just saw a lot of numbers all over the place. But even taking into account some of these astronomically large numbers, there's one thing that people keep forgetting, and that's fatigue.
Exercise gives you energy, but you need energy to exercise? Sounds like a pyramid scheme to me.
Anyone who goes to the gym knows that sure, I can rep 300 for 1 rep, but after doing that 1 rep, you're only doing a fraction of that number for the rest of the day. These guys remind me of the people a few years ago who were like, oh yeah, I could take on 70 kindergartners. Yeah, you know, they're easy peasy. You know, just give me my fucking, you know, I'm taking them out, you know. In your room right now, I'm serious, stand up, throw a punch as hard as you can 10 times. Now go back to your bed, because I know that's where you're watching this on, and just hit it as hard as you can 10 times. Now continue this rotation 4 more times with no rest. Chances are you'll be out of breath. Now to think to yourself that you'd also have to do this to little itty bitty moving targets and stuff like that, and suddenly it's a lot more difficult. Now take into account that you're gonna have to do that to all thinking and moving targets, and there's no way you stand a chance. Sure, maybe you can strategize and really optimize how much strength you're using, but to that I'd say 1, you're thinking way too much about fighting children, and 2, there's no way a stupid, non-thinking ape is gonna do that.
Look, man, I know damn well I can't fight 100 men, but the first 10 that step up, best believe they're gonna be on a t-shirt.
We don't live in the planet of the apes where the chimps are smart enough to use tools and scroll mindlessly through TikTok. This is an animal that will come about this with a very Hulk smash approach. I'm not part of the demographic of people in defense of the 100 humans that are saying things like, oh, you guys are sleeping on technique, man. You know, the old put the monkey in a trench coat and I'll show it the bow and arrow choke kind of guys. But basic strategy is the thing that the humans are going to use to get this dub secured. It just is. And if you're thinking that the monkey's doing anything to combat that, well then stop it. You're wrong. Now, I'm not claiming to be an expert on this topic, but as line leader, this is the plan that I have. First off, for clarification, I'm going to go about this in a very fair way. I'm going to pick 100 random men. I'm not going to fill an entire team with a bunch of, or like 100 John Jones and freaking who else is a freaking scary guy? Yeah, all those people, man. Fucking Mike Tyson with a fucking apron. I don't know. This will be a random array of men. Just your everyday, typical, average Joes. That, of course, includes your chonkers, the short kings, the twinks, even though that's pretty much just saying the same thing as short kings, the lady boys.
I'm Lady Boy.
And of course, we can't forget about those YNs. You know what? Maybe the gorilla does win. Okay, look, here's the plan. We get all the small fry, the PETA vegetarian types that are all like, oh, I don't want to hurt a monkey. I don't want to hurt an animal. And you just have them run around in a big circle around the gorilla. They're going to have to create a sense of no escape for this monkey. Making the monkey do some of those fake rushes they like to do, causing him to burn through way too much of his stamina. We honestly only need about 10 of these guys, but to play it safe, let's just say 15. We can call these guys the sharks, because they circle around their prey. Then we have my personal favorite crew, the rhinos. We bring out some of those chonkers I was talking about, and we have them just absolutely blitz the gorilla. We need the really heavy people for this, so I'd say about 30 guys, just really restricting the monkey's movement, like a few guys on each arm kind of thing. Now, for this plan to succeed, it is imperative that the rhinos are shirtless. It's going to be a very physical job, and if we have to worry about these guys pulling up their shirt every time they get knocked over, this whole plan's going to go to shit. Next is our covert operative team, and we're going to call these guys the snakes. These guys are going to focus on the debilitating strikes. The eyes pokes, the nose breaks, the eardrum rupturing, all that fun stuff. Whatever's going to make it harder for the gorilla to fight. And in reality, we probably only need like 10 guys for this job. And what, we still have 45 people? We can have 25 people focus on dealing damage any way they can, and the last 20 on standby, ready to replace anyone who gets KO'd. And call me crazy, and call me crazy, and call me crazy.
You're crazy.
But with this plan, I don't think a grizzly could ever win. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation.
Oh no! The Red Gooner King is about to edge me, and the Rizzler is upon us! King Shot is one of the best games to play, and if you're ever bored, just stick to it.